Hello. All right, in today's video, we're going to be talking about ways to find support so that you can help reach your self-care goals. I know that sometimes it just feels like you're doing all the things, you're everywhere all the time, getting everything done, and you just want a little help. Like you just want a way to feel supported in getting the self-care goals done. Like point blank period, because that's how I can feel. So we're gonna talk about it. But first I'll introduce myself. Hello, my name is Kahdija Imari and I am a self-care lifestyle strategist and the founder of COCO LOVE, and I essentially mentor ambitious women in how exactly they can prioritize their peace and accomplish their self-care goals. So I'm gonna be listing 6 ways. I have 6 ways here on my notes that I'm going to talk through. And yeah, why delay? Let's get on with it. So people, sounds obvious, but maybe it's not, right? So I've already talked about ways that in previous videos, I've talked about ways that we can be supportive of ourselves. We are in fact humans. We are a people, right? But what if you stop going to the people who you think should be able to help you, but they have not actually been helping you? Like, go find a different person, go find a different group of people. So like a community of sorts. So stop going to the friends who don't understand your struggle, who don't understand, your future desire, the fact that you even have a self-care goal. Go to find people who understand what you're saying, the words that are coming out of your mouth. Number 1. Number 2, who have a similar desire as you. Maybe this could be like at a church organization or at a nonprofit organization, or just people who you meet, people at the grocery store, people you meet in your everyday life who maybe you've kind of written over those people, like wrote them off kind of, because you feel like you can't connect with that person, or that person just isn't like in your main circle. I'm here to tell you, you can build your circle. You can make your circle be a little bit bigger, thereby to include the people who you need in your circle, the people who are going to have the most impact, a better impact, a more healthy impact on you accomplishing the types of goals that you now have about your future. And your future includes self-care. All right. So get to know people and open yourself up to people who you see are already displaying the types of things that you're already kind of attracted to when it comes to prioritizing your peace and prioritizing your self-care and doing more self-care. If you see somebody, you're at the nail salon, right? Let's just say, for example, you're at the nail salon and you see somebody getting their nails done right next to you, or you're in the pedicure chair and you see a lady next to you getting her feet done as well. Strike up a conversation. Like, if she's not on the phone, you're not on your phone, she's not texting, you're not texting. It's lovely to have a conversation with that person and just figure out, okay, is this part of their norm? You can take it from there. But it's important to meet people who are in alignment, who are like-minded. Okay, this might mean 1 person, 2 people, groups of people. You might go to meetups. I don't know if y'all know about meetup.com, but that's the thing. I'm sure there's groups on there about wellness and self-care and therapy and counseling and journaling. And I know there's groups about art and painting and music and all types of stuff that people can gather around. Maybe go and just visit a group and see if you connect with one of those people. The point is to figure out a person or people who are like-minded, who have a similar goal as you, so that y'all can work together, so that y'all can be accountability partners, so that y'all can grow in this area of your life together, and you can feel supported. You can feel like, oh, that I can go to that. When you feel like you don't have anybody else to go to, you'll eventually feel like you can go to that person. All right, so pets. Oh my gosh. So if you don't know, I have a dog and his name is Axel and he is super cute and that's my baby. And let me tell you, he has done wonders for my self-care, okay? So me being an entrepreneur and also still working a 9-to-5, like I'm basically pulling double shifts. I don't know if y'all have heard of like when you're becoming a solopreneur and you're in the beginning phases, right? And you're not one of them people who can quit your job, okay? Because she's not one of them. I'm not just going to quit my job and just be like, it has to work. I'm not trying to bring that stress over my life. No offense if you have done that. I'm just saying I don't want to do it. So yeah, I a lot of times will overwork. That is like a pitfall that I have personally. I can easily overwork. Whether I'm at work overworking or whether I'm working on COCO Love and overworking still, long hours. And Axel will be like, Mommy, let's go to sleep. Or Mommy, take me out to go potty. Or Mommy, I want my treats. Or Mommy, like he will come and tell me, he'll put his little paws on me and he'll be like, Mommy. And I'm like, yes, Papa. And I listen to him, right? Like I appreciate him snapping me out of my sort of trance, especially on like a Saturday. Oh my gosh. Don't let me get some ideas for COCO Love on a good old Saturday morning. Oh, I can roll straight through lunch, okay? And I will not have eaten. Like, it's a problem. I have a tendency to overwork. I get invested. I get really focused. So if you know what your things are, or if you think you know what your things are, and if you think having some sort of an animal like a cat or a dog who can nudge you lovingly, get you a pet, or just lean into the fact that your pet is saying that they want to spend time with you, right? When a cat comes and snuggles you, or when your dog puts their paws on your hand, you can take that as a cue. Similar as you setting an alarm on your phone that says, okay, this is going to be my self-care time, or scheduling, blocking off time on your calendar that says, I'm going to do this on this day, and that's my self-care time. Your dog putting your paw. Connection dropped. I'm gonna make okay. The connection will be restored and it will be fine because the people need help. Point blank, period. Stop coming for me, devil. All right, so yes, it's the same thing as you putting into your calendar that you have an appointment with yourself. This is about to be self-care time, XYZ. Having that moment and your phone buzzing and going off and saying, hey, it's that time. That is the same type of deal as when your cat comes to you and says, I want some love. Or when your dog comes to you, puts his paws on you and says, I want some love. Like, that is a nudge. So take it as such. Use the nudges that are happening organically in your life to actually execute the self-care. Don't push it off. Because you can hit that snooze button on that alarm, right? You can hit that, oh yeah, dismiss button. I'll go to it. I'll be there on your calendar. You can tell your dog, okay, I'll come in a minute. Why? Ask yourself, do you actually just keep pushing them off, hitting the snooze, hitting the mute? Or are you going to actually do the thing? Just do the thing in the moment. As soon as it happens, just do it. Okay, that's my advice for that. So we said people, pets, places. Places are really interesting. Again, this one is a little bit more introspective, but just go to where you feel like you are at ease. I know that I used to feel at ease back when I lived in Alabama. I used to feel at ease when I would like walk around the mall. Like it was really quiet early in the morning and just go walk around the mall. I don't know if you've ever heard of that or anything. And it used to be like a bunch of old people, can't even lie, walking around the mall at that hour. But it was fun to me. It was so peaceful. It was just really cool to see the mall so empty because we're just so used to seeing the mall full of people, like packed and overflowing with people just in and out of the stores and sitting down, eating food, all this stuff. It is it's a whole experience, in my opinion, to see a mall empty. And so that was very peaceful for me. So if you know that there is a place somewhere in life, somewhere around your local city, whatever, go to that place. If you want to feel supported, go to that place. And that place can bring that sense of peace to you. And I guarantee you, I used to start looking forward to my little mall walking trips, right? You could just be like, all right, I'm finna go to the mall, or all right, I'm fixing to go to blase place, deuces, right? And just go, right? It might give you a reason that you feel like is more valid in relation to other people and how they think of what you're doing, right? So instead of you saying to somebody, hey, I'm about to like do some self-care time, don't bother me for the next hour, and they might not take that seriously. They might be like, yeah, whatever. Or if you say, hey, I'm leaving and I'm going to XYZ place, I'm leaving and going to the mall, I'll see you when I see you. You already know, they know exactly where you're going. They know exactly they feel like they know exactly what you're doing. They can place you. It makes sense. They understand it. They can grasp it. It feels tangible versus you just about to go do some self-care. What even is that? Right. You know? So yeah, that is a tip. Places, programs. Okay. Programs is kind of like a wide range for programs. So that can be like group coaching programs, group mentorship programs, one-on-one coaching programs, one-on-one mentorship programs, professional therapy, professional counseling. There are so many different types of programs out there. I have programs, like there's a vast array of programs. Like I legit don't even know how to even get you started. I would have to know like some keywords, which I actually have some keywords down at the bottom here. But I would say in order to choose a program that can help you feel more supported, I would say that you would need to look for people so it could be influencers, it could be people, authors, things like that, people who you love getting your content from, whether it's movies, TV shows, talk shows, things like that. And look up these people and look into what type of programs they offer, what type of communities they offer, what type of organizations do they own, and figure out, like do a little research online to figure out, okay, is any of the things that are offered by this person or by this person's organization, is any of this stuff in my price range? Am I able to join any of this just to try it? Because you don't have to do it for the whole year or for 6 months or whatever. You can join something and leave it a month later if you feel like, nah, this is not for me, right? It's up to you. This is your self-care journey. You still have to take ownership of your self-care journey. All the things that I'm telling you today in this video, all of this stuff is still going to be predicated on you. Like, there's never going to be a time where you can't be in your self-care. Like, it's called self-care. Like, it's always going to be you are in the mix, right? So you've got to take ownership of all the things that are happening when it comes to finding ways to be supported. You're going to have to do the legwork first, and then you can get that support, right? So hopefully that makes sense. All right. Programs, I mentioned that. You can even look up for example, there's also programs that are specific to like different ways of living. So like I know there's I think it's called Black Girl Therapy, or Therapies for Black Girls, I think is what it's called. I think there's also a therapy for Black moms. So if you know that you're a part of a certain group or ideology or ethnicity or whatever type of genre of thing or category that you enjoy and you identify with being grouped into, you can research stuff like that online, such as what I'm saying about Therapy for Black Girls, which is actually like a company name. Like the name of the company is Therapy for Black Girls. Okay, never mind. You can go Google it on your own and find it. But in particular, that website actually has like a massive list of therapists who are available to assist everyone who's in need. So yeah, that's an opportunity as well. So again, they might have a program for you. All right, so apps. Oh my gosh. I literally think that I'm gonna have to do, I don't have to, but I might do a video in the future about different apps that I try, apps that I found intriguing to me, and just review them and let you know like how did they help my self-care. But that's another thing for another time. It was just something I thought of as I was doing my writing down my notes for this video. So yeah, enough about that. But apps, I would say, because I'm not you and I'm never going to give you advice that is, you must do this very hyper specific thing for self-care, because we are two totally different people. What I find to be self-care and puts me at peace, at ease, helps relax me, helps me feel rested and rejuvenated. What makes me feel that way is going to be totally different from what makes you feel that way. It might be similar in nature, right? But it's not going to be every single thing that helps relax me, helps relax you, right? Something that relaxes me might frustrate the mess out of you. It might test your patience, right? Like any number of things could go on. So what you won't find me doing is saying, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do another thing, right? Because I believe self should be put into self-care, okay? Self-care should be totally, utterly self-centered. And I stand by that, okay? So with the apps, I'm not suggesting specific apps right now. What I will say is there are some keywords that you can put into your app store or your, what's it called on Android? Google Play. You can already tell I'm an iPhone user. This is me. Me is she. Okay, so keywords: wellness, self-care, journal, therapy, affirm, well-being. Those are the 6 keywords I think that you should put into the App Store or into Google Play in order to find apps that might be helpful for you along your self-care journey. Things that came up as I typed those things was stuff like sensory. It was something about goodness. I can't think of the S word. It was something like with an S. Satisfying. There it is. Satisfying games. So like there was like a color. It was a game that I saw that was like color theory. And so you just kind of sit there and just like move the little blocks around because you're just trying to put the colors in a beautiful order. That's so cool. Like that sounds relaxing to me, okay? Because I like colors. I think colors are amazing, and I like stuff to be cute, and I like stuff to be in order. You totally can't tell because my white books and my pink books and my blue books and my orange books and my movies in color coordination. Like, okay, so yeah, like that type of app sounds really cool to me. So yeah, that type of stuff can come up when you use one of these 6 keywords that you type in. Other things that I saw pop up were like habit trackers. And so even though we didn't put the word habit tracker into the search bar, that type of stuff is going to come up. All right. So those are the keywords that I would recommend you use for apps. And the last recommendation, the last way to find support along your self-care journey is to look up organizations. So you might be able to find nonprofits. I'm looking at my notes here. Nonprofits that help others in need. So maybe you feel like, this comes a little bit from my heart because I have a servant heart, I believe. And sometimes I can't rest until something gets done, right? Like sometimes things will bother me and it's just like I need to release this energy. I need to go and make sure that the things happen, that the things get done, right? So if you have that type of spirit as well, maybe you feel the need to step into action whenever something happens in your local community, like anything. Like it could be a disaster. It could be like not even a natural disaster. It could be something small, but it touches your heart really deeply. You can go and like release that energy into that thing. And here's what I believe will happen when you do that. Number one, you'll start to feel more at peace because you feel like you are contributing to solving the problem. That's the part that helps my brain come down to like being more at ease, because it's like it's kind of like I feel anxious about like, is the problem gonna get solved? Is the problem gonna get solved? Like I need to help. I need to go help type vibe. And so that's what I mean by in this particular instance, where you can start to feel a bit more peace because you know what's happening. You've seen the things, you've laid eyes on the solution, you have helped contribute to the solution. Sometimes that's a thing, right? Now, what I'm not saying is that's not necessarily doing something that helps you rest, right? It might give you a sense of peace, but did it give you rest, right? Your body, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual rest, right? A day off, if you will, because that is technically working, right? Whether you're working your brain power, working your physical body, lifting things, doing things to help other people at this nonprofit organization. So still be mindful of when you do things like that, because you are still going to need to give yourself rest in the other areas, which I just mentioned are there's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. You might be wearing your body out, but you could at least try to rest your spirit, right? You might be worn out emotionally. Let's not go and lift like 50-pound weights on that same day. Like, give it a rest, right? Okay, so that's something. You might even be able to find nonprofits who help moms specifically, women specifically, corporate women specifically, kids specifically. And you might be able to find them in a specific area. I know for a fact there's like nonprofit organizations that help kids read better. So like reading comprehension and things like that. If that's something that you know that your kid struggles with, and that's going to take some pressure off of your plate, research those organizations, get your kids signed up. Boom, now they're being served by this organization, and now you have an hour that you can rest because you're not using that time spending it on your child and trying your hardest to get them to comprehend the passage that you just read to them 5 times, right? Like, there are other ways for you to get support along your self-care journey, for you to get support in making sure that the other things that are still important in your life, the responsibilities that you have to help the other people that are in your life get things accomplished. There's ways. There's more than just one way. You don't have to be the go-to for all the things. Okay, there is more than one way to make sure that things get done. And so sometimes that might mean you can go to an organization, figure out what they offer, and allow them to feel that particular need for you. That then frees up time for you to do more self-care. All right. I said nonprofits that might be helping certain problems. And even if you go and serve at some type of nonprofit or even a corporate organization, or going to like conferences and things like that, you might be able to find connections with people who understand what you're going through, right? So let's take the same example about reading comprehension nonprofit for kids. You enroll your kid in this organization, this program, and you end up meeting other mothers. You end up meeting other kids because you're dropping your kid off, right? But then you end up meeting other mothers. And what do you know? Y'all have a similar problem, right? And so what if that mom is bringing their child to get the help that they need for reading comprehension. But what if you end up talking to her and you end up finding out that, oh snap, like she struggles with doing self-care too, and she really has it's a goal of hers to be able to do more self-care. Like, you can connect with one another. You can hold each other accountable. You can, whenever y'all drop y'all's kids off at the location for the nonprofit, for the reading comprehension, y'all can go and grab a coffee or a tea together and just chill out, right? Like, that's a whole thing. It can be a whole ecosystem that you can build for yourself, but you do have to build it for yourself. Like, it's never gonna not include you. Again, it's called self-care, okay? I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that I've given you some information in a way that you maybe haven't thought of it in the past. That is my goal here. But if it did, let me know in the comment section, what was your biggest takeaway? What do you think you're going to implement about your week? And yeah, I will catch you in the next video.